I was 2 weeks away from saying "I do" when my entire world came crashing down. At 31, I thought I had it all figured out. 4 years together, 1 year engaged, a future that seemed solid and certain. She'd gone off to her Bachelorette weekend, some sun-soaked beach resort with her bridesmaids, while I stayed behind to tie up loose ends at work. Those trips had never been my thing anyway. It was late Thursday night when everything shattered. I was mindlessly scrolling through Instagram before bed, the way you do when your brain won't quite shut down. That's when I saw it, a post from one of her bridesmaids, the loud one who always drank too much and said things that made everyone uncomfortable. The photo itself was innocent enough. All the girls clustered at some bar, drinks raised, faces flushed with alcohol and laughter. Just another bachelorette party. But the caption made my stomach drop through the floor. Last night with her side guy before she locks down the rich one. Girls got to have her cake and eat it too. My fiancé was tagged. 3 other bridesmaids were tagged. I stared at those words until they burned into my retinas, reading them over and over like maybe they'd rearrange themselves into something else. They didn't. My hands were shaking as I took the screenshot, some instinct screaming at me to capture it before it disappeared. 20 seconds later, I refreshed. Gone. But I had it. I sat there in the darkness of my bedroom, trying to remember how to breathe. The rich one. That's all I was to her. Not the man she loved, not her partner, just the rich one she was locking down. The phrase echoed in my head like a taunt. I'm not even wealthy, not really. I'm a software engineering manager pulling in about $160,000 a year. I own my condo outright, drive a decent car, have some savings tucked away. Comfortable, sure. But rich? That word felt like an exaggeration, a label she'd assigned me that had nothing to do with who I actually was. My finger hovered over her contact. I could call her right now, demand answers, hear her voice stumble through explanations. But then my father's words came back to me, bitter wisdom from his own divorce. Once you know the truth, pretending you don't just makes you a fool twice. I set the phone down. Instead, I opened my laptop and got to work. Our wedding had cost about $45,000, most of it funded by me. Venue, catering, photographer, band, flowers. I'd handled the big-ticket items while she'd taken care of decorations and smaller details, maybe $8,000 worth. Everything was documented in our shared files, every vendor contact neatly organized. I started emailing them one by one, the same message to each. Circumstances had changed. The wedding needed to be canceled. Please send the final invoice per our contract terms. It took 2 hours to work through the entire list, and with each email sent, I felt something inside me go cold and clear. I checked the contracts as I went. The venue was non-refundable at this stage, $12,000 gone. The caterer would charge 50%. The photographer and band would keep their deposits. The florist, too. By the time I finished calculating, I was looking at losing somewhere between $22,000 and $25,000, still cheaper than marrying someone who saw me as a transaction. Then I made a new Instagram post. Public. Tagged every single person invited to the wedding. Both families, all our friends. Everyone who'd made plans or bought gifts. I posted the screenshot, that damning caption crystal clear for the world to see. My own caption was brief. Wedding's off. See above for why. Sorry to everyone who made plans or bought gifts. The bride can explain the rest. I hit post, turned my phone completely off, and went to bed. I slept better than I had in months. When I powered my phone back on the next morning, it practically exploded. Calls, texts, voicemails, DMs, hundreds of notifications cascading down my screen. My Instagram post had already racked up hundreds of comments. I made coffee and let it all load, scrolling through the carnage while I sipped and tried to process what I'd set in motion. Her mother's voicemail was first, all fury and wounded pride. "How dare you humiliate my daughter like this? You call me right now." Her father's was colder. "I want an explanation for this garbage you posted. Now." My own mom's message was gentle, confused. "Sweetheart, is this real? What happened?" Her sister demanded I delete the post immediately. It was just a joke, she insisted. About 20 messages from my fiancée herself, starting confused, escalating to angry, ending in tears and threats. But the best one, the one that confirmed everything, came from the bridesmaid who'd posted the original story. She'd left it around 3 a.m, absolutely destroyed drunk. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I was so wasted. That wasn't supposed to go up, an inside joke. You weren't supposed to see it. Please don't ruin her life over this. She does love you. Okay, the side guy thing is real, but it's not serious. It's just, like, for fun, everybody does it. Please just talk to her, please." I saved that voicemail, backed it up in 3 different places. My fiancé's texts came in waves. "Call me now." Then, "This is all a huge misunderstanding." Then, "You're insane." Finally, "If you just talk to me, I could explain." I replied once, "Nothing to explain, we're done, don't contact me." She called 8 times in a row. I blocked her. Her mom called from a different number. I answered. "What have you done?" she screamed, her voice shaking the speaker. "Do you have any idea what you've done to her?" "Your daughter cheated. I ended it. Pretty straightforward. That post was a joke. A drunk, stupid joke. You've destroyed her reputation over nothing. If it was nothing, why'd the bridesmaid delete it in 20 seconds? Why'd she leave me a voicemail admitting the whole thing?" Silence stretched between us. Then, "You have no proof. Some stupid drunk caption doesn't prove anything." "I've got the bridesmaid's voicemail where she admits it. Want me to post that too?" Longer silence this time. "You'll regret this. We spent thousands on this wedding. Thousands. You're paying us back every cent." "I already paid $45,000 for the wedding. Cancellation fees are going to run around $22,000. Your daughter can keep her dress. Sue me if you want." "You vindictive little..." I hung up. Friday was spent confirming cancellations. Most vendors were professional about it, but the venue manager surprised me. He pulled me aside after we'd settled the paperwork. "I saw your post," he said quietly. "I'm sorry that happened." I thanked him, expecting the worst. "Look, policy says you lose the full deposit at this point. That's $12,000. But I'm not charging the additional cancellation fee. You've been screwed enough." Small victories in the wreckage. The caterer tried to fight me on the 50% clause, claiming I owed everything, but backed down once I showed them the contract in black and white. Final damage, about $2,500 in lost deposits and fees. Still cheaper than a divorce. Saturday, her best friend called. She's been crying for 2 days straight. She can't eat, can't sleep. You destroyed her. She destroyed herself. The side guy thing isn't what you think. He's just some friend from college. They hang out. It's totally innocent. Her bridesmaid was making a stupid drunk joke. Bridesmaid's voicemail says otherwise. She was drunk. You can't hold drunk words against people. Watch me, we're done. Tell her to stop trying to contact me. What about the engagement ring? That was $8,000. She can keep it, sell it, don't care. What about all the gifts people sent, the registry? She can have them. I don't want anything associated with that wedding. You're being completely unreasonable. I'm unreasonable? She was planning to marry me while screwing someone else. But I'm unreasonable. You don't even know for sure she cheated. You're assuming. Then why hasn't she denied it? 100 texts, 50 calls. Not once has she said, "I didn't cheat." She said it was a misunderstanding. She said, "I'm overreacting." But she hasn't said she didn't do it. The line went quiet. "Yeah," I said. "That's what I thought." I hung up. Sunday morning brought an email from a lawyer. Her family had hired someone and was demanding $47,000 in reimbursement for all wedding expenses incurred in good faith. The list was exhaustive. Her dress, alterations, jewelry, shoes, hair trials, makeup trials, bridesmaids' gifts, bachelorette party, bridal, shower, invitations, decorations, favors. They claimed I'd fraudulently induced expenses and caused severe emotional distress through public defamation. I forwarded it to my buddy from law school. He called me back laughing. "This is the funniest demand letter I've read all year. They serious? Dead serious. Also, dead wrong. Infidelity is absolutely grounds for ending an engagement. They've got nothing. What do I do? I'll respond. Tell them to kick rocks in fancy legal language. Pro bono, because this is entertaining. Appreciate it. Keep that voicemail, though, and document every time she contacts you after you told her to stop. This might escalate." Escalate? How? Dude, you just humiliated her entire family and cost them tens of thousands. Yeah, it might escalate. Monday morning, she showed up at my condo. My doorbell camera caught her before I even reached the door. Eyes swollen, hair a wreck, no makeup. She started knocking, then pounding. "I know you're there. Open up. We need to talk." I used the intercom. "Nothing to discuss. Leave or I'm calling the cops." "You can't just throw away 4 years like this." "You threw it away, not me." "It was one mistake, one night." "You're ending everything over one stupid night?" There it was, admission on camera. I started recording on my phone too, just to be sure. "So, you're admitting you cheated?" "That's not, I didn't mean, we were basically on a break. We were engaged, planning our wedding, living together until last month. We were not on a break. You're being ridiculous. Relationships are about forgiveness. You're supposed to fight for us. I'm supposed to marry someone who respects me. That's not you. Leave. I'm not leaving until you talk to me face to face like an adult." "Then I'm calling the police." I did exactly that. They arrived in about 15 minutes. She was still there, sitting on the ground outside my door, crying. The officer talked to her first, then came to me. "Sir, she says you're engaged." "Were, past tense." I ended it after finding out she cheated. Told her multiple times not to contact me. She showed up anyway. "Can you show me where you told her not to contact you?" I pulled up the texts. He nodded, then went back to her. "Ma'am, he's asked you not to contact him. You need to leave. If you come back, he can file for a restraining order. We're engaged. We were living together. Ma'am, property records show this condo is solely in his name. You need to go." She finally left. That afternoon, her father showed up at my office building. Security called. "Someone here demanding to see you. Says he's your father-in-law." "Ex-fiance's dad. Tell him I'm unavailable." "He's refusing to leave, getting loud." I went down to handle it. He saw me and started yelling. Immediately. "There you are. Too much of a coward to face me?" "There's nothing to face. We're done. Tell your daughter to stop contacting me." "You humiliated my entire family. My wife can't show her face at church. My daughter is on medication because of you. That's unfortunate. We spent thousands on that wedding. Your lawyer sent a demand letter. Mine responded. Sue me. You'll lose." "You arrogant piece of..." Security stepped in. "Sir, You need to leave now, or we're involving the police." He left, but shouted back, "This isn't over." By Wednesday, I found out she'd been calling all my friends. My best friend texted, "Yo, your ex has called me like 6 times. Says you won't listen to her side. Says she made a mistake and you're being cruel. What's the actual story?" I sent him the screenshot and voicemail. His response was immediate. "Damn, yeah, you did the right thing." She'd called at least 10 of my friends, same story to all of them. After they saw the proof, they all blocked her. Thursday, my lawyer called. "They're actually filing suit." "You're joking." "Nope. Small claims, $12,000. That's the max here." "For what?" "Wedding expenses, dress, mother's outfit, bridesmaid stuff, bachelorette party, invitations." "Can they actually win?" "Hell no. You had cause to cancel. But you have to show up and defend yourself. Bring everything, screenshot, voicemail, texts, all of it." "When?" 6 weeks. "Don't worry, I'm coming with you. This is better than Netflix." That weekend, my Instagram post hit over 1,000 comments. People were sharing it, dissecting it, taking sides. Some called me a hero. Others called me cruel for the public humiliation. Someone made a TikTok about it that got 300,000 views. My ex's friends launched a harassment campaign. Different numbers texting me constantly. "You're a piece of garbage. She loved you, and you threw her away. You'll die alone. She was too good for you anyway." I blocked them all. They just got new numbers. I filed a police report. The officer was sympathetic but realistic. "Keep records. If it escalates to threats or she shows up again, call immediately. Right now, it's just annoying." I changed all my social media to private, blocked her entire family and friends, anyone who might be a problem. But I left the original post up, public, because it was the truth. Court day arrived about 2 months after everything imploded. Her whole family showed up. Parents, siblings, grandmother, a couple aunts and uncles. They looked like mourners at a funeral, all lined up on one side. I sat alone with my lawyer buddy on the other. When our case got called, her father stood up as their representative. The judge looked at the paperwork. "You're suing for $12,000 in wedding expenses after the defendant canceled." "Yes, Your Honor. He canceled with less than 2 weeks' notice after we paid for everything. My daughter's dress alone was $4,000. We bought outfits, paid for parties, all based on his commitment." "Why did he cancel?" Her dad hesitated. "There was a disagreement. A personal matter." "What kind of disagreement?" "Your Honor, I don't think my daughter's private life should be—" "I'm asking why the wedding was canceled." My lawyer stood. "Your Honor, my client discovered through social media that his fiancée had been unfaithful. We have evidence." He handed over the screenshot and voicemail transcript. The judge read both, then looked at her father. "Your daughter was cheating?" "That post was a joke. A drunk bridesmaid making a stupid joke." The voicemail transcript shows the bridesmaid admitting it wasn't a joke. She was intoxicated. "So, your daughter was cheating, and you believe the defendant should have married her anyway and paid for a wedding to someone who was being unfaithful?" "He didn't have to humiliate our entire family. He posted it publicly. My daughter has had to seek therapy." "If your daughter didn't want people to know about her behavior, she shouldn't have engaged in that behavior." Case dismissed. "Your Honor, we spent—" Case dismissed. Next case. Outside the courthouse, her mother cornered me in the parking lot. "I hope you're satisfied." "Pretty much, yeah. She's on antidepressants now because of what you did. She had to quit her job. She's living at home. You've ruined her entire future. She ruined her own future." over one mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. You're supposed to be the bigger person. I am being the bigger person. I'm letting her keep the ring, the gifts, everything. I'm not countersuing for harassment. I'm just walking away. Her sister got in my face. You're going to regret this. No decent woman will ever want you after this. Everyone knows you're vindictive. My lawyer actually laughed out loud. Lady, he's gotten about 50 DMs from women saying they respect a guy with standards. I think he'll be fine. That wasn't entirely accurate, but I wasn't correcting him. We left. Her family stood there looking like they were planning their next attack. They were. 3 weeks after court, she started a blog. I found out because people started messaging me about it. My story, recovering from public humiliation. Her version of events was a complete rewrite. She'd never cheated. The bridesmaid's post was a joke I'd weaponized. I'd used social media as a weapon to destroy her reputation. I'd stolen months of her life and tens of thousands from her family. She was in therapy now for depression and anxiety. The comments flooded in, sympathetic and angry. Poor girl, betrayed by her cruel ex. Some people were calling for me to be doxxed. My lawyer read it and shrugged. All opinion, nothing actionable. Let it go. She's lying about everything. She knows you have proof. She's just trying to save face. Anyone who matters knows the truth. The blog went semi-viral. Local bloggers picked it up. Lifestyle influencers shared it. I started getting hate messages again. Someone found my LinkedIn and messaged my boss claiming I was an abuser. My boss called me in. Got a weird message about you. Yeah, my ex is having her supporters harass me. Figured. Just want you to know we're not taking it seriously, but HR wants to document everything for our records. I showed HR everything. The screenshot, voicemail, court dismissal, harassment reports. The HR director nodded. This is clearly retaliatory. We'll note it. Anyone else contacts us, we're referring them to legal. The blog stayed up for about 6 weeks, then vanished without explanation. But the damage was done. Every time someone Googled my name, articles about the canceled wedding scandal came up. Think pieces about whether I was justified or cruel. Debates about public shaming in the social media age. My Instagram post was still up, still public, now approaching 2,000 comments. People kept finding it, sharing it, arguing in the comments section like it was some kind of moral referendum. I thought about taking it down. My lawyer advised against it. It's your evidence. It's the truth. The second you delete it, she'll claim you made it all up. So it stayed. 4 months after the canceled wedding, I ran into her at a coffee shop. We made eye contact. She looked away immediately. I grabbed my coffee and left. I heard through mutual friends she was dating someone new, some guy from work, taking it slow. Good for her, I guess. I started dating again after about 6 months. Met someone at a friend's barbecue, a teacher, funny and easy to talk to. On our 3rd date, she brought it up. So I have to ask, that viral post about the canceled wedding, and that was you? Yeah. Want to tell me what happened? I told her everything, showed her the evidence. She was quiet for a minute. That must have been really hard. It was, but better than finding out after the wedding. You didn't have to post it publicly, though. No, but I wasn't going to let her control the narrative. She made the choice. I made sure people knew whose choice it was. She nodded slowly. I respect that. You have standards. We're still together now, over a year in. She's never given me a reason to doubt her. My ex got engaged again, different guy, got married at some small courthouse thing. I heard about it through the grapevine. I hope it works out for her, honestly. The Instagram post is still up. I'm probably leaving it up forever at this point. It's the truth. People still comment sometimes. Still the most justified cancellation ever. Or, this man saved himself from disaster. My favorite comment is from someone who wrote, "This isn't revenge. This is self-defense." That pretty much sums it up. I lost about $25,000 in deposits and fees, but I gained self-respect and dodged a lifetime with someone who saw me as a wallet, worth every single cent.